Attention, please.
And now, it's Cutter's Rockcast.
On the I Prevail tour bus, backstage on the Degenerates tour with Eric from I Prevail in our socks. Wait, see, look at your little... Those are like this kind of socks you wear to try on shoes at the...
Yeah, they are. They are. They're also been on my feet for the last 3 days, so I'm going to hide them away.
Ooh.
Probably you don't want to smell those. So.
We don't want to smell your feet.
No.
Nobody wants to smell it. But there might be some people want to smell.
Oh, so there's probably one or two weirdos.
I guarantee you there's a crazy fan who's like, I want Eric's sock. That's going to be
I don't doubt it. I believe there's probably at least 3 people out there, I'm sure.
At least 3.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. But seriously, thank you for taking a shot to do this. We were supposed to do this at Aftershock in Sacramento. We have had travel woes, all of us. It feels like even today to get here, it's been an interesting adventure for us. The rain has made things cool. But seriously, thank you. You know how much I love you guys, and you know how much we have been able to try to support I Prevail, and thank you for doing the same.
Hey,
now that
man,
trauma's been out for a bit, man, I want to go through it with you. Because this record, you know, when we first listened to it, there was a listening party we were all at.
Mm-hmm.
You and Dylan talked, and since then we've been able to digest. We've had other conversations, but now that it's been for a while, and people have really started to get a hold of it and really let it fester in their veins a little bit, because the lyrical content, the subject matters, the things that are covered on this record get pretty deep, right?
Yeah, they do. That's I think this had to have been the most connected I've felt to a record, where each song had, you know, a very, very special meaning to either one of us or the band as a whole. So,
what's the one for you?
Oh boy, that's tough. There's a couple. First one comes to mind is we did an interlude. It's just a kind of like a rap track. It's called Goodbye, and that's about my friend who took his own life. So that's it's you know, it's in the past. But that's why we did the song. We wanted to write something that was real. It's literally just it's like a minute or so long. It just tells the story of what happened, and hope the kids hear that who may be sitting on the fence themselves and hear like what, not only how it affects them and it's just the ultimate decision, but how it affects their loved ones around it. You know, I think when kids get to that point, it's a selfish decision, and that's not to say you're a bad person for if you go through these thoughts and have these lows, but to ultimately, you know, end your life is it's a selfish decision, leaving all your friends and families behind. And I'm not saying that, like I said, not a shameful thing, but just wanted to put out a song that reached out to those kids that were sitting on the fence, and to remind them, like, I know you feel alone right now, but hey, there are so many other people I know for a fact that love you or would miss you if you're gone. So just to have something like that, and like another song, Breaking Down, same thing, you know, try to relate and not just have a song. This record is full of songs that weren't positive endings and like, oh, keep your head up, it's going to get better, but more so like, hey, we as people have been there too. You're not alone, you know. There's something comforting knowing that if I'm struggling, having a hard time mentally, knowing that I have a friend who has been through that or is going through that, and someone you can relate to and talk to and cope with. There's something therapeutic about that, I feel.
What do you think it is? You mentioned Breaking Down, and that was the first real single off this record, and it's the one that the mainstream audience really took to. And it did obviously really well, let's be honest.
Thank you.
But what do you think it is about that particular song that resonated with so many people?
If I could figure that out and bottle it, I feel like we could sell it for millions. But
we'd have more hits than you can.
But I feel like, honestly, when we're going through that writing process and writing that song, there wasn't a time I feel like we were like, this is going to have mass appeal and this is going to relate and reach out to everyone. I think when we were just writing it, I remember when we were writing the lyrics and writing the instrumentals and every step of the way, we're just kind of, we just got to be real. You got to write and say exactly how it feels to be going through that. And I think that's, personally, I think that's why so many people relate with it, is because mental illness used to be such a taboo topic that you just don't talk about, or it's an unfounded thing. You don't really know. There's nothing scientific about it. But now that we're getting to this point where in main public, in everywhere, you see that it's being talked about more. So to have a song that we felt like, all right, it's the time we need to just put it all out there, say exactly what we're feeling, and don't sugarcoat it. And I think now with where we are as a civilization, I feel like people latched onto that and we're like, oh, I can relate to that. And like I said prior, like there's something cathartic about like going through it with someone rather than feeling like you're all on your own. Even though it doesn't have a positive message to the song, it's just knowing that someone's going through that too. I can relate with them, and you feel that community.
Music has always been, I feel like, that's almost your buddy in that moment. You know,
Yeah.
when you're that down. You know, I have lyrics tattooed on me. I know a lot of people
Same.
that do the same. You know, songs that resonate, songs that mean something. But in 2019, where we are now, in the last few years, there have been records coming out that, including I Prevail's Trauma, that feels much more open to that subject matter and not so hidden. You know, not so like, okay, I'm going to listen to that song in 10 years and then I'll get it and then I'll understand it. But right away, you feel it.
Yeah, totally. So I love music. Like you said, I got lyrics tattooed on me that mean a lot, and that, you know, of albums or songs that really got me through a time. And that's why I love about my job, that we can be a part of this weird collective.
The song that hit me right away off Trauma, and it wasn't even necessarily the lyrical content, but it's the music. It's particularly when it drops down and goes into doom, doom, doom. It's Paranoid.
Paranoid, yeah.
It's short. It's sweet. The video is fantastic.
Thank you.
That song is the one that I gravitated towards right away. That and then Hurricane, and Hurricane is now the single.
Yes.
So talk to me about this song.
Hurricane is right now, that was just when you have that realization that like you're struggling with whatever it may be, and you have that realization of, wow, I'm really going through it. I need help. And that's, at least for me, that's when the chorus is like, hit me like a hurricane, hit me like a tidal wave. It just like, I don't know when it all happened. I felt immersed by it after a while, and especially with the things have been great. Don't let me downplay what we've been through. We are extremely lucky and happy with everything that we've been through. It got to this point. But, you know, there are the struggles that everyone faces, and over the last year and a half leading up to the record, having Brian with vocal surgery and me and Dylan fronting the band for a little bit of time, and not unsure of the future there, and also back home missing weddings, missing funerals, my friend, my roommate, my best friend taking his life. It's just, you had all these struggles, and you're looking through it and you feel like you're in the thick of it, and it was very overwhelming. And I feel like, even though, like I said, not all these songs have positive, like, keep trying, I feel like Hurricane has just near the bridge, when it's like, looking to my eyes, believe me, the storm's coming, like it's coming, but like we're here together, like we're going through it the same as you. If you're feeling this way, it's I feel like that's just the theme I'm gonna keep bringing up, is just the whole, like, you know, we're going through it too, and we're right here with you. It's like solidarity, family, you know.
But that's okay. Again, that's really the overarching theme of the record.
Yeah.
You know, going from the EP, going to Lifelines, going and now to Trauma. It's very rare to see a band jump the way that you guys have, and your fans have gravitated towards you immediately. I mean, from day one,
yeah.
I Prevail seemed like, oh, who is that? They only have an EP out? Who is this band? The Taylor Swift cover besides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this album, you know, besides the lyrical content, musically, songwriting-wise, I will never use the word a perfect record, because you can't ever make a perfect record. That's impossible.
Totally
but
agree.
You can get real close. And Trauma's real close.
Thank you.
The production level, the songwriting, everything just flows together so... I mean, we listened to it again on the way here. Everything just flows together so well. It's almost like you kind of... lightning in a bottle almost, you know?
I appreciate that. We take a lot of time and effort pride in putting the track listing together and like making sure that the whole album. And I was just talking to Caleb from Beartooth the other night. Like, I feel like not too many people listen to an album or the whole art as a piece of art. It's just the music's just supplementary to the lyrics or whatever genre you listen to. But we sat through and we wanted to make sure that when you go through the record, it's a roller coaster and it ties it up like a bow at the end. And we spent a lot of time with that and working with the different producers that we did. Tyler Smith was absolutely incredible. Worked with David Pramick and Eric Ron a bit too, and just be able to have those minds in the same room and be in that same process in writing and pulling from the similar experiences. I feel like that's, like you said, the lightning in the bottle. I feel like we just had the right group working on the right material at the right time, and branching out from, like you mentioned, the EP. A lot of kids are saying shit like, "Oh man, I don't like the electronics at it." Then you never listened to us in the past, then I guess. So we're this unfounded.
I only like the old stuff.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, when we went from the EP to Lifelines and then Lifelines to now Trauma, we wanted to experiment a little bit, but still have the same root. Just like, all right, yeah, we didn't have an all electronic song and the Heart vs. Mind, but doesn't mean we can't now. And that's, Paranoid came out, like the whole drop on the chorus being all electronic. I remember when we were putting it together and hearing it, like stepping back from it and coming back in the room and hearing it for the first time with fresh ears, being like, what is this? Oh my God, this is so good. It hits so right. So, I mean, we got excited over it.
As well you should. So what does the rest of this look like? Obviously, you're on tour with the Data Remember. By the way, what an incredible fucking tour. Can I?
Holy
seriously?
Shit. Yeah.
And we caught up with the Data Remember at Aftershock. They were stoked about the tour. I was supposed to talk to Caleb, but we're in Chicago, and Chicago traffic got us again. And I love those guys, obviously.
Great dudes.
And I Prevail. What a fantastic tour. Now it's been on the road for a week, week and a half or whatever. How's it felt, man? How have the shows been? I mean, these stages, these bands,
It's been sick. It has been sick. And can't forget to shout out our boys in Can't Swim starting off the night. They're so good. They're so good. And then finally, they're our new friends. But being like, in the last couple of years, become friends with Beartooth, playing different like Warped Tour and festivals with them, and talking like, hey, one day we're gonna have to make this happen. We're gonna have to make a tour happen. We're gonna have to make it happen. And I could speak for the lot of us. I know the majority of us in this band listen to Data Remember for years. I remember in high school listening to the first couple records nonstop, and it's crazy to be touring with a band that you've been a fan of for 13, 14 years, and it was just one of those tours that, when we heard rumors that, hey, the offer could be coming, and it was just like, oh man, this is happening, like we're getting excited, but got to put the game face on and be like, oh yeah, that's cool, we'll make it work. Yeah. And then we come out for the first day tour, like, whoa, like see that Hillary Clinton meme when she walks out, oh, that was me when I walked down the floor of the arena. I'm like, whoa. It's cool.
What's the moment every night like when you're like, we're I Prevail, a Data Remember next?
And then kids lose their shit, and I'm like, I'm going to go out there and lose my shit too in a minute. Yeah, I get it. Oh, no, but for real, this tour, it's like, what, a week and a half in, and I feel like it's been longer, but usually when you say that, it's like, oh, you're probably exhausted already. No, this is the dream tour. I wish we were out here longer. I'll do this all year long if we had to, but no, we're having a blast. The crowd's been insane. The band's Data Remember's been just the boys. They've been great.
That's fantastic. Stay healthy on this tour, would you?
I'll try my best,
There's
man.
Been a couple of tours we've caught up with I Prevail, and like,
yeah, Eric from I Prevail, here you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, hopefully that won't be this time.
All right, Eric from I Prevail. Dude, thank you again. Seriously,
oh yeah,
so
of course, man.
Trauma, and of course this tour goes until November. I don't remember.
Right till like Thanksgiving, I think, something like that.
There you go. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
Cutter's Rockcast.
Don't forget to tune in. Exactly.